What's up, everybody? 360 in the house, and today we're going to talk about SPE, Save Planet Earth. You guys already know I'm extremely passionate. I get extremely excited when I talk about Save Planet Earth. And because of that, a lot of people are like, oh, 360 must work with them. He must be part of their team. It's not the case. It's just not the case. I literally love it. I just like Save Planet Earth. I like everything I know about it, everything I've learned about, everything I continue to find out about Save Planet Earth makes me love it even more. When you have something that's so big that it can affect the entire planet, something that has global consequences, and I mean, how can you not want to do something that enhances and make things better across the entire planet? And not just in a small way or in a singular way. A lot of people think Save Planet Earth and they do an initial reading and they think, oh, they plant trees. Man, you haven't even scratched the surface of what these guys are all about. I mean, it's so much bigger than that. So much bigger than that. And hopefully you guys got to see my interview. I had the great honor to interview founder Imran Ali last week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We are going to be doing our second interview next week. I'm not 100% positive on the date and time, but as soon as I have it, it will be next week. As soon as I have it, I will post that for you and let you know when that's going to be. I'm very excited. We're going to continue to build so that you guys are receiving the same information from the research that I've done and that I have for my team. But regardless, man, how can you even read the title Save Planet Earth for SPE and not at least go look? You know, and that's what attracted me in the beginning. And then once I dove in, man, I stuck my one toe in there, and then I stuck my foot in there, and then I stuck a leg, and then I jumped in with both feet. I'm like, this is something I've got to be not just an investor in. You guys know I'm accumulating it as an investor, but this for me, Save Planet Earth, I don't do a lot of videos for a lot of the gyms that I come up with. I just don't. But this is something that I wanted to jump in with both feet, not just in investing, but personally involve myself. And it makes you say, how can I be a part of this? When you see what they're doing, when you see their roadmap, when you see their game plan, for me, maybe not for you, but for me, I'm like, what can I do? Imran, what can I do, babe? Tell me what I can do, because I want to be a part of something that has this big effect. Anytime you can globally affect your planet environmentally, you are globally affecting all humanity. Yes, all humanity. I mean, directly, and in many ways, shapes, and forms. So hopefully you guys enjoyed last week's interview. I cannot wait to bring you next week's interview. We're going to continue to build on your knowledge. We're going to ask the hard questions as we move through. We're going to do several of them. I want to keep them short so that those that have ADHD like me can take it in smaller chunks. So anyway, the point of today's video is actually a little bit different, and I'm going to confess something to you actually when I was, I had my interview last week with Imran. Well, before the interview, you know, me and him chatted, and we were talking back and forth. And before we started, we were talking, and I did this. I just want to show you. I did this. I went, and I drank. And Imran immediately is like, hey, plastic water bottle. He was like, plastic water bottle. As soon as he said it, I was like, I knew exactly where he was going. And he is super kind. I mean, it was the kindest way of drawing my attention to something small that I as an individual could be doing better. Literally. So when he said that, when Imran said that, and then I got off the interview with him after it was over, that stuck with me. It hit me like a hammer. And I'm like, look, here I am talking about how I want to go to the Maldives with him and plant a bunch of trees and see the island. And I want to go and I want to do this on a global scale. And yet here locally, I'm not doing the small things. I'm not doing little things that don't require much effort and energy, the small things. But, I mean, it just hit me like a hammer. And so now, you know, small things. And of course he did say, and I do have There's bins in Texas. You have your normal trash bin, and then you have a recycling trash bin. And I do recycle that. However, even with the recycling process, I can cut down on the use of plastic by doing easy stuff. I mean, little things, having an under sink water filter. You can get these massive, incredible under sink water filters because I don't drink tap water. That's my personal preference. So at my house in Plano, before I sold that, we had an under counter incredible RO filter that had a remineralizer system because, drinking straight RO water, it's completely stripped and devoid of all that. So it came with a remineral. You can get those on Amazon for like $125. And if you're a handyman, you could do it yourself. I just had a plumber come in and install it for me. Boom. I had better than water bottle drinking water right there. So just by having that and then having glassware and other things that aren't plastic, I can do small things. Some of y'all are like, oh, that's not, come on, that's stupid, that's small. And if millions of people say that, then it becomes a big deal. It becomes a big deal. So it's kind of like voting. You're like, I'm just one person, so I'm just not going to vote. Well, if everybody's saying the same thing, then you have a problem. So it's kind of the same way with even these small, seemingly stupid measures, like not buying plastic bottles, not using plastic that damage and they don't fade into the background, man. These things absolutely, they just don't, biodegrade. I mean, they just don't. They're just there and they cause all kinds of problems, toxicity everywhere. So when you said that, it hit me like a big sledgehammer because how can I even think about these bigger things when there's smaller things, simple things that I could be doing day to day that make a difference, And water bottles is just one thing. And I want to tell you, and most of my followers already know, we sold our Dallas house. We're in a rental right now. We're actually building right now in a ranch in Texas. So we have quite a few acres. And after this talk with Imran, I was like, look, water bottles, that's one thing. But now I'm thinking about what I can do here. Before I get on an airplane and go with SPE, go with Imran to the Maldives and do these other things, which I'm going to do. What else can I do? And so I'm like, I called a biologist, had her come out to our property that we're building on. And I'm like, hey, look at this property. Tell me what I can do to benefit the local environment and the area that I'm at. And man, she went nuts. Like she was like, here's what we can do. And she's going to be forwarding me a document. And once I have that document, I'm going to let y'all know these are the things that I'm going to be doing. Now it's going to be different for every location, every climate, every environment. It's different here in Texas. We have that dry climate. So you can't just go slap a weeping willow. I like this tree. I'm going to slap a weeping willow on there. If a weeping willow does not have a water source, first of all, it's going to find ways to get into your plumbing. And it's going to drink that water. And if it can't find that, it's going to die. So you want to do the right thing for your terrain, your area. So I already know this. So that's why I had you don't have to have a biologist come out to do this. You can do homework. I really wanted to do it right. So I had the biologist come out, give us a roadmap because my plan on my acreage is I'm not a traditional rancher. I'm not going to be having cows and cowboy hats and no, it's not that kind of a ranch. It's not that kind of a ranch. I really want to leave most of my property wild. So I want to do it right in a way that it nurtures the local environment, my property and the rest of the properties around it, and helps the local wildlife, so on and so forth. So, she's got a list of wild grasses I'm going to be able to have out there. We already have massive amounts of incredibly beautiful wildflowers. In Texas, there are some incredible wildflowers that just grow naturally. So she's going to give me the list of those. We have tons of eastern bluebirds and purple martins and, of course, the cardinals and all these other things. And grass, because it's very dry climate. So it's not like you can just put up any kind of tree, like I just said. It's got to be the right stuff. So, but the point of all this is there's small things that I can be doing, and I'm moving forward. But and that's something I've got to give credit to Imran for. They don't just talk the talk. Look, this was before I even started the interview. He called me out on something. This is a guy who doesn't just talk the talk. This is how he is. This is how they live. This is who the team is as a group of individuals. I want to be like that. And so just that small friendly rebuke on the water bottle woke me up, and it makes me realize, look, there are simple measures that I can be taking to save planet Earth. Yes, I'm just one person, but using that as a I'm not going to do these things is a nasty, lazy, dirty excuse. It just is. It just is. So I'm knocking out these small things, and I'll continue to keep you guys posted once the property gets moving and so on and so forth. But this is the change that I want to be, not just in the Maldives, not just in Sri Lanka, not just in Spain and all these other areas where Save Planet Earth has already got their feet in and already have their fingertips in, already working with governments. I mean, they're so far ahead. We're so early as far as the crypto space goes, but they are so far ahead on the roadmap. And I want to catch up. I want to catch up, so I'm working my from the inside out. You know, it's easier to work from the inside out than try to work from the outside in. How can you affect the lives of others when your crap stinks or things are dirty in your own home? That's just the way it is. So Imran, man, thanks for the wake up call. SPE, Save Planet Earth. Let's get this ball rolling, baby. Next week, interview number 2 with the man himself, founder Imran Ali. Until next time, baby, here comes the boom.